Let's go for some max damage here. And the Seeker Mines.
Agent down. Agent down.
Wait, so did I just get kicked because these guys are dying too much and I was doing too much damage and doing too well and staying alive? I think so. Funny thing is, both these two dudes in this clan have significantly higher SHD levels than me. Huh, I wonder, were these possibly guys that were using that damage glitch with the turret back in the day? Because they certainly weren't playing like they earned all those SHD levels. Anyway, I digress. Let's get into this build. What's up, agents? I hope you all are doing extremely well, being safe out there. It's that time again. Time to bring that good old boom build. So, TU11.1. As you guys know, there's, unfortunately, Ubisoft... We'll just say we're having some issues with some skills. However, you know, with proper positioning and stuff, and if the game is working with you, they can still work to some dramatic effect. Before getting into this build, I just want to quickly say I appreciate all the support I've been getting on the channel. You guys are great. I am streaming on Twitch Monday through Friday for 2 hours a night between 8 and 11 p.m. I'll start sometime between 8 and 9. I try to start at 8, but, you know, life happens. The pandemic is happening. But yeah, I really love your guys' support on there. Just my opinion on Twitch. And I'd love to get organic followers. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not going to buy any followers. I'm not going to buy subscriptions, any of that kind of crap. But I would love it if you guys got on there. Also, if you guys are on PlayStation, I'm playing on the PS4. Hit me up if you guys play on there, and let's do some gaming together. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right on into this build. Alright, so we are going to be using the Demolitionist, as I'm sure you guys would expect, because this is an explosive build. So, what are the advantages of using the Demolitionist? Well, you get access to the fragmentation grenades, which cause bleed. We get additional burn resistance. This is the primary reason we're using it, is for the bonus 10% increased explosive damage. It affects explosive grenades, skills, and effects. So, this is a ubiquitous explosion bonus. The other reason we're using it, access to the artillery turret. The added benefit to the group is they do 5% bonus damage to targets out of cover. Once every 60 seconds, we can ignore explosions. This is highly beneficial when you're trying to, say, pick up a downed ally, and you guys know they start tossing the grenades. Also in the summit, one of the biggest banes to our existence in the summit is 3, 4, 5 grenades in a row on you. This can give you the chance to hopefully evade damage on one of them, realize that there's more coming, and get out of dodge. Crisis response: when armor is reduced to 0, it refills all main weapon ammo. You get access to a small laser pointer. This is a 7% crit hit chance bonus. And the special weapon we get is our 40mm grenade launcher. Next, we'll talk about the brand sets. We're going to be using one piece Wyvern for the plus 10% skill damage. We will be using 2 pieces of hana-u for the plus 10% skill haste and the plus 10% skill damage. We will be using 1 piece of China Light for the plus 15% explosive damage. And this is where we really start ramping up the damage, because this is multiplied on top of all the other damage bonuses. And then we're going to squeeze in 2 pieces of Grupo Sombra. The plus 15% crit hit damage is great. We are actually using weapons in this to help boost the damage, as you guys will see. We're using the card pistol. We'll get into that more. And then the second brand set bonus here is another 15% explosive damage. So we're getting plus 20% skill damage from the brand sets and plus 30% explosive damage. As far as the attributes go, what you're going to be looking for is skill damage on every single piece. So just to quickly look, we got skill damage on every single piece. This one, we only have the 9.9, and that's because I needed to roll a Grupo Sombra. We're using the card, so that gives us one additional skill tier, which means that we can only have weapon damage or armor in one slot and main skill tier 6. So this one rolled well enough, the 9.9 skill damage, that I felt, all right, rolling skill tier onto this so that we can maintain our skill tier 6 all the time. So we only have 9.9 skill damage here. We have a 9.2 skill damage on this hana-u, and that's because I wanted to use the tech support. We'll get into that in a moment. Other than that, we got the weapon damage and crit hit chance on this Grupo Sombra. This is so that we can do bonus damage with the pistol. We are firing the pistol a lot to keep up in sync. Skill damage, skill haste mod. You also notice we got a skill haste mod here and here. Got the crit hit damage on this guy. Skill damage, skill haste, skill damage, and I wanted one piece with armor regen so that, as you guys know, when you cross over the threshold from armor into health, there's some sort of scaling that will keep you from automatically going down. This allows you to get back into the armor over and over again, so you could take a lot of additional shots without actually going down. And I use this to great effect in the summit. It's also great for solo gameplay, although I don't really use this build for solo gameplay. And then skill damage, skill haste. Let's quickly talk about the chest and backpack talents you can use. I'm currently using Skilled. Skilled is skill kills have a 25% chance to reset skill cooldowns. So this means that every time my Seeker Mines blow somebody up, that has a chance to reset the Seeker Mines again. And each time my Mortar turret gets a kill, it can reset the Seeker Mines. And if I happen to have my artillery turret down at the time, there's a chance the Seeker Mines can reset that. However, the artillery turret is only on a 10-second cooldown anyway, so not too big of a deal right there. Other options you could use on the chest piece. Kinetic momentum is one you could use. The turret will be up a lot. But the thing about this is the Seeker Mines, as soon as you deploy them, it's going to take away the stacks of kinetic momentum. So you're only looking at an overall kinetic momentum damage of plus 15% most of the time. So I don't recommend that one. Other options, if you have them, it would be to go with something like Glass Cannon, where you do 25% amplified. That's multiplicative damage. This would probably be the largest damage bonus you can get on the chest piece. However, you do take that 50% additional damage doing that. Other option you could go with would be Overwatch. Because we're staying in cover most of the time, this would give you and your allies 12% bonus weapon and skill damage, and this actually synergizes pretty well. Just means you have to maintain cover. One thing that can knock you out of cover is those grenade explosions, but since we can ignore one explosion once every 60 seconds, you can take one of those guys and stay in cover, do a cover-to-cover move, get someplace safer, and maintain that bonus for you and the team. Another option you can go with is Spotter. However, since we are not using Technician, we don't have the laser pointer. That means we would only benefit from this if somebody in our group is running a pulse or Technician and making sure to pulse everybody for us. So not really the best choice here, especially if you're running solo. Now, as far as the backpack, there's two choices that I run, but let's go through different options. So the main one I recommend is Tech Support. Skill kills increase total skill damage by 25% for 20 seconds. So you get one kill, that buffs your damage that much more, helps to get the next kill. Also, this helps to proc skilled more often, because if you're doing more damage, you have a better chance of killing the enemy anytime one of these skills connect, thus a better chance of getting the skills back again. So this is my preference. However, another great option would be Calculated. Kills from cover reduce skill cooldowns by 10%. And if you decided to say go with Overwatch, where you're going to be in cover anyway, Calculated and Overwatch synergize extremely well together, and this would be of better benefit to the team overall to kick the team's DPS up. Combined arms would be another option since we are going to be shooting things all the time in order to maintain that in-sync bonus. You could go with combined arms. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 25% for 3 seconds. So this is the largest backpack boost that you could get would be to use combined arms, but it is a very short duration with that 3 seconds, and it may not be the best choice for you. However, if you do like combined arms, by all means use that. If you simply want to boost your weapon damage, because the mortar turret does apply a bleed, you could go with something like Wicked or Perfectly Wicked, where applying a status effect increases total weapon damage by 18% for 27 seconds. The thing is, we don't really get any bonuses for killing an enemy with our weapon, so this doesn't help this build as much. However, if you are a run and gun kind of guy, Perfectly Wicked may be the choice for you. Shock and Awe. Applying a status effect to an enemy increases total skill damage and repair by 20% for 20 seconds. Again, Mortar Turret applies bleed, so that would buff your skill damage. So those are all the different recommendations I would recommend as far as the talents. My preferred combo is to go with skilled and tech support. Now let's talk about the weapons. The main weapon we're going to be using, and this is pretty much in my hands all the time, is the TDI card custom, and this is for that +1 skill tier to help make sure that I stay at skill tier 6 all the time. I will use my primary or secondary weapon if I get rushed and I have no other way of taking him down. I'll whip out one of those two. However, this is how we maintain max damage. On this card, we rolled in sync. Hitting an enemy grants 15% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 15% weapon damage for 5 seconds. And damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. So this is how we maintain a 30% damage bonus to our skills most of the time. So in our secondary, we also have another weapon within sync. We're using the tactical M249. This is great. It can help suppress guys, and this can be great for the team. Running in sync on there. Now, if you wanted to, instead of running the 249, if you want to get max damage, you of course could run a Harmony with Perfectly in Sync. This is 20% damage bonus to skills, or 20% weapon damage bonus, which comes out to a 40% damage bonus when both are active at the same time. So this is how you can maximize your damage if you want to run with this. But at that point, you would need to roll both Grupo Sombra pieces to skill tier because you will not have the card to boost you one skill tier. So keep that in mind if you do want to run Perfectly in Sync. It is viable, but you need 2 Grupo Sombra pieces to drop with close to max skill damage on them already. And then our primary, we're using a custom P416 with Spike on it. And this is so that you do not, if you don't like the idea of having to shoot enemies constantly to maintain that damage bonus, this one you can pop out, get 1 headshot, and you got 15 seconds of 20% skill damage. This is a bit safer to use. Unfortunately, if you pop somebody with this, you cannot switch back to the card without losing the Spike bonus. It goes away as soon as you switch weapons, so that's something to keep in mind. And again, if you want to maximize your damage using Spike, we could do, instead of using the P416, is you can get a Surge with Perfect Spike. This is 25% skill damage for 15 seconds. So 5% over the normal Spike. Same rules apply as with the Harmony, where you would need to have the Grupo Sombra maxed out in order to do this. Now, before we get into the mechanics of this, let's go over the actual skills themselves. So, of course, we're going to be using the Cluster Seeker Mines. In this iteration, we have a 26.7 second cooldown, but remember, that will be mitigated quite often by using Skilled, and if you're using Calculated, that, of course, will help to reduce these cooldowns as well. In this iteration, we have a base damage of 3.28 million damage and 10 cluster mines. Notice in PvP, 590,000 per mine. The mods we're using on the cluster mine, we're using a 4.9 damage mod. A 4.8 damage mod. And a +1 cluster mines. And I keep hoping that maybe one day they'll maybe make a +2 cluster mine mod. But hey, I digress. And now, let's get to the big boy. We got our artillery turret. In this iteration, we have a 10-second cooldown, the base damage of 3.86 million. We have 10 mortar shells, a blast radius of 6.8 meters, bleed damage of almost 60,000 per tick, bleed duration of 7 seconds, and in PvP, this thing does almost 1 million damage per mortar. So it only bleeds for about 15,000 in PvP though. So you can see the tier 6. There it is. Alright guys, so before I show you gameplay in the summit itself, let's go over the basic mechanics of this. It's really kind of straightforward. So what we'll do, go ahead and set this to some very hard. And just in case you're using one of those where we have to take cover, we'll do that. So basically what I do, the first thing is I'll throw out the seeker mines just to see if they can... Alright, so you notice it doesn't take out everything out. So... And you see our tech support, so there we go. And notice skill procs gives us our seeker mines back, right? And so what I can do is keep the turret sitting here. Do that, alright. You see the bleed. One thing to note about the bleed, watch this. So, tech support is kicking our bleed up as well, right? Let's get some shots on there. Alright, let's blow this guy up. Let's go for some max damage here. So you guys see over 5 million. About 5.56 million, right? And the seeker mines. Bam. So good solid numbers there. And this is really, you know, this gameplay is fairly straightforward. Alright. Let's head outside, find the elite, and see how it works if we go ahead and try to pick on a group. As with some of my builds, most of them, I basically split them up into 2 categories. Whether it's close quarter combat or long range open field gameplay. This is one that I would suggest is better for close quarter combat, confined spaces, where you can bottleneck guys. You can use the mortar to shut guys down. Another thing I tend to call it is the area denial. So, alright, so we're going to get this out. We'll put our turret up here. And notice we got our skills back, so we toss that out. Right, and we're immediately going to get another set of seeker mines back. Oop, messed that one up. Woo! Almost got me. Let's see. Oh, RPG versus grenades. All right, well, that didn't work out very well for him. And you guys notice we got the skill kicked off right there. So now we have our mines back and we're ready to rock on the next round. Only 10-second cooldown on our turret. It's as simple as that, guys. So this is a real straightforward build. You just have to be vigilant to your positioning. That's all it really comes down to. As long as you make sure you're in the right place at the right time. Another thing is you just want to make sure that you don't accidentally put the mortar, aim the mortar on yourself. You will take yourself down instantly. All right, let's get into some Summit gameplay.
Rogue fixer drone detected.
Alright, how's it missing the dude right there? It landed right on him.
Rogue restorer hive detected.
Alright, now it's starting to act a little better.
Rogue agent eliminated.
Fucking aiming sucks. Do shit like that where it just bounces. It says it's going to go one spot. It starts bouncing off the roof. This guy right here, bam. The agent decides to actually move fast instead of walking slowly. Look at this. You can't even. Oh, okay. I was about to say, you can't even aim on that. Oh, it can. What the fuck? Dude. Yeah, I'm trying to aim at this fucking mini tank right here, and look at that. Look how many shots it takes. Alright, so before all this goes down, I just want you guys to pay attention to how well these dudes from the YLO clan do. See how many times they go down, look at their positioning, see how they're playing. Notice how many times I go down, notice how I'm doing, notice how much damage I'm doing, and then try to figure out, and maybe you guys want to put a comment, why do you think they kicked me? Let's get back into it.
Target approaching.
Alright. There goes the non-seeker mines. Alright. They're like a dog. Okay, seeker mines, stay. Good seeker mines. There we go.
Rogue line of firefly detected. An agent needs assistance.
Dude. Alright, now, look at this. Look at this. Now the fucking... Dude, now it's locked in position. Now that these dudes are coming in here, now it won't fucking aim where I need it to. Oh, look at it. It finally shot. How about that? Ooh, that was a nice one. Alright, let's try to get our butt... Dude! All the skills are going to shit now, but the seeker mines don't want to fucking go out. Alright, I've had about enough of this. Fuck, that line sucks. Alright. Real quick, here's what we're gonna do. Let's check out what our fucking direct connection
Agent
is.
down.
It's fucking 100% off.
Incoming. High risk hostile.
Imagine that.
That agent needs assistance. Rogue striker drone detected. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Awesome.
Agent down.
Blew myself up with the turret. That was rad. But at least we got those couple guys.
There's a grenade!
Alright. So we got some good skilled action going on there. Come on, Seeker Mines, just go out after that guy. Come on. There we go. Thank you. Med kit. Dude, thanks for kicking me, man. I'm going to make that the mainstay of my video for tomorrow. That'll be bitchin'. Appreciate it. You guys have a good one. Suck it. Alright, agents. Thanks for checking this out. I really appreciate all the support. I hope you guys are being safe out there. You agents take it easy. And I'll see you all in the Dark Zone.